Hey everyone, Greg Albrecht here. I want to walk you through how to turn a PDF map into map tiles that you can import into ATAK and other applications. You see here I have a special event map for the Chinese New Year Marathon in San Francisco. This is a two-page PDF. First page is registration information, second page is the actual map itself. So I'm going to show you how to turn this map for this special event into something you can import. First thing we want to do is just extract that map page itself from the PDF. So let's open this up in preview. And if we look here, you can see that there's two pages here. So if we just copy the second page, get an Apple C and then Apple N for new document. And there we go. We have the standalone document right here. It's just the map. So we're going to save this off. I'm going to call it map.pdf. map.png. Save that off, close preview, and you can see we have a map file here. Next thing we want to do is open MapTiler and fire that up. We're going to open a file, browse to our MapTiler demo, and get our map. So there's our map again, and click open. Now we're going to start fresh. We're going to geographically locate using visual reference. So visual reference. Let's make this window a little bigger. So you can see we have a world map on the left and our special event map on the right. So first thing we want to do is focus in on San Francisco. So let's just punch in Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah, close enough. Sweet. So I know that this map shows Chinatown, which is over in this area of San Francisco. So we're going to zoom in there a little bit. And what we want to try to do is cross-reference these streets on the map. Let's say North Point and Stockton to North Point and Stockton on the map here on the left. So North Point is on the north side of the city, naturally. And Stockton is right here. So Stockton, there's a tunnel, comes out to North Point right here. So what we want to do, and let's see how close we can get this. So we got North Point here, End Point, and Stockton. I guess it helps there's a muni station there. And North Point and Stockton is here on the right-hand side. So if we drop a pin right about there, and then drop a pin right about there, that's our first pin. We know that the ground truth is matched between these two. And then what we want to do is just keep expanding that out. So we'll drop down to the next street that's referenced, Lombard, which Lombard's down here, so I guess they skip a couple streets. So let's go down to Lombard, drop a pin there, and then drop another pin here. And now watch what happens when we drop our third pin. We're going to go to Filbert. Filbert's right here, Filbert and Stockton. Check this out, Filbert and Filbert. So it starts trying to spin the map around to actually map, spin the image around to map what it thinks it's connected to on the left-hand side here. But as we keep going, it'll eventually orient this map on the right to our map on the left. So let's do that a couple more times. Let's keep going down the street. We'll go to Union Street. And see, it's going to try to guess and help us, but we know that Union and Stockton are down here. So it's going to keep fixing the alignment as we go south. So I'm going to skip Stockton and Green because that's kind of a weird intersection there. Maybe we'll just put it in the center. Stockton and Green. Cool. And Broadway is down here. Cool. Align that a little better. This is the part where we fast forward. All right, we've dropped a copious amount of dots. This might not be necessary in your environment or with the maps that you are using. This map that we're using, the special event map, is a little skewed. San Francisco isn't exactly a grid like they've laid out here, but we'll make it work. So you'll see on the left we have number of points here. They correlate to a number of points here. So once we're satisfied with that, the orientation looks right, we can hit continue, and it will give us a footprint view. So you'll see that's where the special event map will overlay. Another thing you could do too is cut out all of this extraneous stuff around the outside using masking. We didn't do that here, and there's no way to go back and do that, unfortunately. But next time around, you can go through and you can mask off this extra text around the outside. Hit export. We're going to choose an MB tiles. And the two options we have for transparency are pulling it in as an overlay map, where we can put this over a base map, say an OpenStreetMap or Google Street Map or hybrid map, or make it a base map itself, in which case it's just the primary map that we're seeing. So I'll show how to do both. And then we have options for our zoom levels here. Again, depending on how tight your tiles are, you'll get different zoom level options here. So let's hit render. And we're going to create a file called, let's just call it Chinatown overlay. Cool. And look at that. That's what our map will look like. And we can adjust the transparency to see how it actually would look against our base map. And one more thing is, let's go back and let's actually create a base map as well, just so we have a reference. So let's do base map. I'm going to make it a PNG just because that's what I like to use. Hit render. Same deal. We'll give it a file name. We'll call it Chinatown base. Save. And there's what it looks like. And again, it'll let us adjust the transparency just so we can match it up. Cool. So let's hit continue. Render complete. Great. So now we can quit out of here. So the next thing we want to do is, now that we have our MB tiles files, we want to send them up to our ATAK device. There's a couple different ways to do this. I'm going to use the command line. Your mileage may vary. So here are their files, and we're going to send this out to our tablet. Chinatown base SD card. Oops. Put our device name in there. There you go. So we pushed it up to this device in the SD card directory. So if we go back to our ATAK device and we open the sandwich menu, hit import. We can import from our SD card. And there we go, Chinatown base.mb tiles. Select that, hit OK. And we'll give it a second. And once we do that, it should appear in our list of maps. So you get to the map menu by clicking the map up here. And we'll scroll down and we'll look for Chinatown maps. There we go. So let's select that. Hey, and there's our map. So if we zoom in, that's what our map would look like. Depending on the resolution we chose for these tiles, we can make this look grainy or non-grainy. Maybe if we choose a different resolution next time, this will look a little better, but this gives you an idea of what you can do with these special event maps. So let's reference that against Google Maps. So that's what it looks like in Google Maps, and then our special event map would look like this. So you can use this same MB tiles file on a tile server to host web tiles and share this out to other users. Hope that was helpful. Thanks.